Cheers.
Cheers. Well,
Hello.
morning everyone. Peace. Hi.
Hi.
We're just kicking around the idea of doing a little morning show every week, possibly every Sunday morning. Drink some coffee and talk about the news.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Happening.
But there's definitely been some strange, interesting news stories lately. It seems like the fake sickness hysteria is being volume is lowering in the news.
People are over it.
People are over it, but the news is starting to cycle in new stories, new distractions, where it was basically nonstop the fake sickness hysteria for the last 2 years, which seems like. They're starting to really force some major stories down the pipe. And one of them recently was the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito story, which is really funny right off the bat because Gabby Petito in other languages is what was it? Small talk? Petito is small, Gabby is talk.
Gabby, Gab.
And then Brian Laundrie, brainwash.
Laundry. Come on.
Yeah. So right off the bat, we were like, wait a minute.
This is the next thing.
Yeah, this has got to be the new. They're starting to cycle things out, and this is one of the first distractions they're starting with because it was too ridiculous of a story.
Yeah, and no, it's too good too because it's like young influencers, van life. They're going out. You know, so many people are doing that right now. Yeah. Like, and it's been a while since there was a good, like,
vegan
murder.
Hippie couple, cute little blonde,
like all the checks.
gets, murdered by this dude, and so you get the man hating, you get the, basically telling people, it's the subtle, these stories like this influence you in a way, or the intention of the story is to, don't go do mysterious or don't go do adventurous things.
Yeah, or it definitely kind of paints the whole alternative lifestyle of it, like, oh, it's dangerous, especially for women. Watch out, careful. Do you really trust your boyfriend? Men. Yeah, do you really trust the man in your life, the men in your life? It's too perfect.
Yeah. So they finally and then the news, how the news was following the story was really crazy because every news station, of course, took a different position. Then we saw news stations completely fabricating things. And, it's like it just gets everyone riled up and it's divisive. It doesn't seem divisive, but the stories they pick and how they push them is very divisive.
It's what people talk about. Like I noticed at work,
so many
out
people.
In the world, you hear people talking about things. It's the next.
And all the internet sleuths get around, and all these shows start popping up where they're.
God, people calling into these shows, and they're talking for like 10, 20 minutes about these theories they have, and it's it's whatever. People can do what they want, and people can argue that it's entertainment too, but the reality is people are spending a lot of their time and energy into formulating theories and thinking about these stories. So regardless of what you think about them, it's influencing people. Hi.
Steve. He's like, look at my butthole!
It's all screwed. But, that's a big one.
So anyway, that's been going on for like a month straight. And it was funny because part of the way through it, I'm like, I have a feeling this is done with. And they're just going to run it as far as they can. And that's basically what happened. But they eventually found Brian Laundrie's body. And, of course, it was in some place that like, they could, just the whole bullshit. But it was funny because I went on Facebook and I did a post. And I was just like, I wonder, now that they found Brian Laundrie, I wonder what the next story of the week's going to be. And literally an hour later, we get Alec Baldwin shoots a crew member.
Kills. Yeah.
It's not funny.
I'm sorry, it's too soon.
Which I'm a safety instructor for handguns, rifle, shotgun, and NRA certified. I train every year at this place called Front Sight out in Nevada. Gun safety is not something that you can play around with. Like, people are like, oh, accidents happen, and it's like, no, not with guns. I'm sorry. Like, when you have professionals and you're in a movie set, the whole fact that this happened this already happened with Brandon Lee. Bruce Lee's son got shot by another actor because someone had been out shooting the gun they used, and they had a bullet that got lodged in the barrel, and and then no one cleared it. And right off the bat, you got all these articles that are like, oh, Alec, it's not Alec's fault. He was told by the prop master. No, that's fucking bullshit. If only you are responsible for the gun in your hand. And if you're too anti-gun, that you're an actor for like 40 years and you don't know basic handgun safety, and someone gives you a gun and you don't clear it, really, and you don't check it first, and you shoot someone, like, it is your fault. It doesn't matter.
Ultimately, it came down to who pulled the trigger. And I'm sorry, even if you're raised around guns, that's a very basic thing. Everyone I know, your parents, whoever raised you, tell you, regardless of who gives you a gun, regardless of where it came from or what they told you, you yourself, you check to see if it's loaded. That's just a
the second thing. It's in your hand. You don't put your finger on the trigger. You don't point the gun at anything you don't want to kill or destroy.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't matter that it's a prop gun either. It really doesn't, because they have
even if it's a toy gun.
Matter. Yeah. Yeah. Even,
or it's a BB gun, or you think it's not. BB gun. You're like, oh, well, it's not loaded, and you don't actually look for it because you can mess up, and that's what happened here. Another thing is, like, it's not easy to shoot someone with a gun. You have to aim, and you have to really, really, really point at them and concentrate. So the fact that, because, like, if I'm pointing a gun, I'm pointing at your head right now. Now I'm shooting past you. Now I'm pointing at your head. Now I'm shooting past you. Like, it's not easy to point that well at somebody. So the fact that he wasn't just pointing over, now they're saying, oh, he's pointing at the camera. Then how'd he shoot a person if he's pointing at the camera?
I think they said it was an accidental discharge when he was either holstering or taking it out of the holster.
Absolutely insane. You don't need to pull the trigger when you're rehearsing a gun draw. You don't need to be pointing at people while you're rehearsing a gun draw. It's absolutely insane.
And now, this is taken into account if this is all true,
if it's even true at all.
Not just another bullshit story and the next one that they're pushing.
Obviously the conspiracy. Hey Joey, what up? Obviously the conspiracy heads have gone crazy, and people are saying that this woman was dead actually from COVID maybe a month ago. Ah, damn it! I said the word. And that they're just using her death in this to push either more divisive stories, or just this is just another thing they want everyone to distract on, because the more times they do this, the more people are going to forget about the fake illness hysteria, and they're going to get focused on all these other things that are divisive that they can argue and lose friends with over debating and things like that. So it's pretty It's a juicy one. It's a juicy one. And it's funny because, like, man, Alec Baldwin was already such a piece. And the fact that this happened, too, he's never going to be the same. The guy that shot Brandon Lee, like, died depressed. He never got over that. And he never got over the fact that he didn't check the gun first. Yeah. That is what he didn't get over. So the fact that this dumb fuck anti-gun dipshit who's so anti-gun that he never was able to comfortably, or he was never able to learn basic gun handling safety. Like, it's so frustrating for me, you know. Like, I get it, negligent discharges happen, right? But, like, they shouldn't happen on a film set. There shouldn't be live ammunition. There should be that gun should be checked out by 4 people before it ends up in the actor's hand, and the actor, you know, should clear it too and make sure that there's nothing in the barrel, because it's ultimately their fault. And it's right off the bat. All I saw is all these people and all these articles, it's not his fault because the prop master is this dumb SJW girl with blue hair, and it's like, no, that's not the case. That's not the case. Like, if you have a gun in your hand, it is your responsibility, period. And if Alec Baldwin gets the wrong judge, woo, he's fucked. Because if it's some judge that knows gun safety, he's going to be screwed. But, you know, who knows? He'll probably never even see a judge over it. It'll all be, you know, looked at and, it's just a bad accident. But it's not. Accidents like that shouldn't happen. That's like, you know, like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And now they're pushing it. I just saw an article that it was in the title. It was like, it was a non-union worker.
Yeah.
That who's the prop master? Is that the term? Yeah. So I'm sure there's
there's going to be a lot of funny mental gymnastics. Happening.
Just watch.
From the anti-gunners, and you know, it'll be funny to see what everyone says. I mean, nothing about this story is funny. It's just this also reminds me of last week when Colin Powell died. Occupy Democrats was posting about how great of a man he was, and going into the comments and seeing all these liberals praise this man who got us into a war falsely.
I'm sorry, what happened to anti-war?
It's absolutely, it was funny because they put up 2 posts, and one, just instantly me and like a couple other libertarians were in there, just being like, are you people crazy? Yeah. Like, you realize, like, this dude lied to the world about weapons of mass destruction, which was the reason, like people just completely oblivious. Like, he's such a good man because he spoke out against Trump, you know, and it's like, are you guys, it's just insane mental gymnastics.
Yeah. At least a lot of good memes came out of it.
Yeah, lots of funny memes.
Of good content.
But Colin Powell, you know, he's up there with who just died, Cheney, like Dick Cheney, and like he's and all the people. That was Bush's fault, or you know, and it's like, what do you? So this guy was the Secretary of Defense, and you're gonna say Bush made him do it, like, and he's still just a good man. And you know, because he died of the fake sickness, and then he died of the fake complications with the fake sickness. But then all the liberals that were defending him were saying, "Oh no, he was already sick," and all this. Just so much disinformation.
Ay, ay, ay.
It's so painful. What else?
What else were we gonna talk about?
I don't know. We went through everything kind of quick. What up, Scotty? What up, Joey? Yeah. Anything else? Facebook. So yeah.
There it is.
So Facebook whistleblower story, right? This is another, like, they're just winding up the distractions, because none of this wasn't happening at all. It was all fake sickness hysteria in the news, and so now they're starting to bring in these other stories, and they're starting to push them. So this Facebook whistleblower story is basically a push for big censorship on Facebook, bigger than they already are. It's basically the what they call the first one, the first purge. This is the second purge. This fake whistleblower story about how Facebook could have stopped the insurrection that happened in D.C., but they didn't. and that's what this whistleblower that's what this whistleblower is out there exposing to the world. So basically, they're going to get. It's basically a push for government to take over Facebook and basically censor even more than they already are. We in the Truth Movement have been screaming from the rooftops about how leftists are running Facebook. This story is an attempt to flip that and say that Facebook was helping these fringe, alt-right type of groups, QAnon, which is a complete bullshit story too. So they're trying to solidify in the mainstream that Facebook has been helping right-wing people when in reality it's run by leftists and promotes leftist shit, and all of us, it's always the libertarians or the Republicans or the alt-righters or like the more right-leaning groups that get actually censored on here. So this whole fake-ass story that they're just rolling out for the world is really BS, and I hope all this stuff happens, because then we'll finally have an excuse to leave this piece of shit place. Then we'll be forced to populate another social media site, whatever that one may be. But Facebook is really bad.
I mean, it's been bad.
It's been bad forever.
We know, everyone should know by now. I mean, we have to be careful about the words we say, literally. I mean, but Facebook, going back to that, Facebook really, I forgot we were watching something about this before, but it promotes polarization on both sides. Of course. It promotes divisiveness all around. Even though, they're probably crazy, or not probably, but it's definitely left-leaning as far as the people who run Facebook. I think there's truth to that documentary, but they're only showing part of it. Yeah. It absolutely does not promote people talking and having civil conversations.
Yeah. You could just see when you go on there, any of the posts that they'll show you over and over and over, posts where people are arguing, or that's how it works, and they know about it. And it's a huge psyop. I remember early on in the Facebook days, they had to come out, they got sued because they kept allowing cartel videos on Facebook. But they weren't letting Ron Paul videos on Facebook. Right, but they were showing people getting decapitated and shit. Yes. And they actually allowed it as a psychological experiment. And they got sued, and they had to apologize, basically. And so they were I remember for a couple days or a week or something, every time you signed on, they were like, "Look, sorry, we were trying to," they had this BS. And I remember when all the Israeli, man, I shouldn't be using these keywords, all these CGI videos of terrorists beheading people were all over Facebook. Also, that was a psyop, obviously. Remember when they're like, a Kurdish jet fighter pilot got lit on fire in a cage out in the desert, and they had it all filmed, and it was like, wait a minute, what is this? This is some crispy, really nicely produced stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, it was painfully, obviously fake-looking terrorist videos that they allowed, So obviously, I've seen horrible videos on Facebook, yet you can't call someone a bitch without getting banned for 30 days. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's been the most ridiculous thing is the all of a sudden we're going to throw the algorithm in the comments, and if anyone uses any bad words, or if you use anyone's nationality in a statement, they ban you, which is just absolute batshit. But the last time I caught a ban, they're actually having third parties review them now.
Really?
Yeah, remember?
I
you can actually appeal to a third party and be like, they're banning me. Because I literally, I said, dumb. Yeah, I got banned for saying something that you should not get banned for.
It was, completely not. Like, it was just a normal conversation.
I posted a video of some people from a different country, blowing up stuff with microwaves and like all this stuff, and I said I hashtag crazy the nationality of these people that are doing crazy stuff in this video. So I caught a 30-day ban for that. They're like, use the derogatory, blah 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 blah. Like, but they allowed me to appeal it to a third party that's this different company that looks at it and is like, yeah, that's not really. But I didn't do it because I always like having 30 days off from Facebook every once in a while because I've become very productive. And in that last 30-day ban, I got my YouTube revamped and my page is blowing up now. But I haven't been doing political videos. I've just been doing videos about music and stuff like that. So that's been kind of, at least it's like having another place to have, I never really used YouTube that much before. I did for a while back in the Ron Paul days, but I don't know really, how much effort I'm going to be putting into it. But anyway, I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
We went kind of faster, but 20 minutes. Anyway, guys, we're gonna probably do this every Sunday morning or Saturday, every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. Now. Is it? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Monday. Monday. No, Monday. Yeah. Because she has a day off. Bitcoin's.
Crypto's fun right now.
Crypto's popping as we speak.
Yeah.
ETH just popped a little bit. Everyone's bags should be pretty close to where they were before this last dip from hell. This dip lasts forever, but that's how crypto is. It's very slow. I wasn't really prepared to talk about crypto much, but
we popping.
SHIB's crazy right now. I've been taking lots of profits from SHIB and putting them into other altcoins. Shitcoins should be taken. Shitcoins to shitcoin properly is you gotta take profits from shitcoins. You take profits from coins that you don't care about. I don't care about SHIB. So when it pumps, I have no heartfelt attachment to it at all. Like I do not want to take profits from VeChain or Seller or anything like that. If I ever it's pumping and I'm like, hey, I should grab a little profit. I can't bring myself to do it. But shit coins, that you don't have an emotional involvement with, are very easy to sell, and that's how you need to shitcoin. Have a coin you don't like. Have a coin that has problems. It doesn't have good fundamentals. It doesn't have a very valid use case, but are popular because these coins will pump. And these little shit coins, like SHIB, when they pump like 100, 200%. And SHIB's been pumping like 100% every 2 weeks. And I've taken a lot of profit from it, and I don't give a shit, that it's gone, and I don't plan on rebuying it till the bull market, till the bear market, really, if at all, if it even, if it ends up continuing to go up, I'm just not, it's just not a coin I'm interested in. So, take profits from that shit. Whenever the chart is doing this, and it's going up like parabolic, that's a good time to take a little profit. At least pull out what you have initially invested. That's the best feeling in the world, is when you put in $500 and you take out $500 and you have all this crypto that you got for free, and then then it goes up thousands, and you're just like, how the hell did I just do that? That's what this game is all about. But you can't do that unless you take profits. And the thing about taking profits is that when you take profits and we have a dip, you feel like Superman because you actually have, something to show. So when that dip happens and all your bags go down, you're like, hey, at least like I took some profit at the top, and you can buy the bottom with that, and you're just doing nothing but making straight money. But that is called trading, and that's what I tell people mostly not to do. But if you have a decent sized bag and you have, you want to make a little bit of extra crypto, buying $100 worth of SHIB or something like that and playing around with it is a good way to keep yourself from losing anything from your big bags. Just start with $100 and see if you can get to 1,000. That's like a fun little game. That's usually pretty easy to do, especially with coins like SHIB that pump like crazy when they pump. But like a bunch of my friends recently, at the last SHIB peak, I was like, hey, you guys should at least like pull your initial profits out, and everybody's just like, oh no, we're hodling this shit. And of course, the next day it dumped by 60%. And like I had pulled some out, and so it's just fun, but you got to start small. A lot of people will trade with their whole bag. I remember back in the day, I had a lot of Bitcoin, many Bitcoins, 7 or 8 at one time, and I was in trades with all of it, and it was on these garbage shit coins. It's really embarrassing to think back at how shitty all the shit coins were back in the day. They were like unbearably bad, and we thought it was like the highest technology in the world, and it's funny to think back. But I lost millions of dollars on shit coins, literally millions of dollars. So yeah, only mess with a few $100s, only trade with a few $100s, only trade with a coin you don't care about, and learn that way. But you have to have an exit strategy. I'll start doing videos again more often now that the bull market's back in. It's really boring doing videos in the bear market when we're going sideways month after month after month. But anyway, we will talk to you guys next week. Peace.